What's going on? Here with all my peppers. If you've watched any of our videos in the past, you know I love my peppers. There's so many things you can do with peppers. We make pickled banana peppers. We make pickled jalapeno peppers. Pepper jam. We make salsa verde. Peppers in it. Regular salsa. Peppers in that. And one of my favorites is fermented hot sauce. There's so many things you can do with hot peppers, and today I want to show you some of the things that I'm allowed to do. Now, Monica likes to keep tight grip on the recipes and all the stuff that's made here in the kitchen, but one thing I am allowed to do is make dehydrated peppers, and for that we need to take these peppers and prep them and put them in a dehydrator. So let's get started. Okay, so these are the peppers we're going to be dealing with today. These ones right here are the jalapeno. And I wanted to point out something with all these peppers. If you notice the color changes, this is a typical green jalapeno that you will see. But the longer they stay on the vine, the more color they'll start to change. So these will turn red, and you can kind of see the tip there beginning to turn red as well. And then obviously a solid red. These are our sweet peppers. And so this is a yellow bell sweet pepper. And these are our cowhorn peppers, and again, you can see if you pick them earlier, they will be a green, and then it starts to transition to a red. And same thing down here with the Santa Fe peppers, a yellowish green, and then it'll start to turn orange the more ripe it becomes. And then finally we have the cherry bombs, which is what we call them. I don't know if that's the official name, but when it's at its fullest peak is a bright, beautiful red. Now, one thing you may be noticing is that this pepper is wrinkled. And a lot of times when peppers are pulled off of the vine, they become wrinkled when they sit on your shelf or on your table. But you would not go to a grocery store and buy something like this, but this is still very valuable to us, and we can use that. In today's project, we're going to be making it into a dehydrated pepper. But just because it's wrinkled doesn't mean it's not hot. So I have a small cowhorn that is clearly wrinkled, but just to show that these peppers still have heat even though it is wrinkled, I am willing to take a taste. I also have a jalapeno. Maybe we could take a vote to see which one I should bite. Let's just go with the hot one. The cowhorn, wrinkled and all. Let's see if it still has its heat. This is when I realized I shouldn't have did it. It's hot. It's a little bit more papery. It doesn't have like that crunch factor to it. But when you dehydrate it, it won't matter. So let's get cutting these up so we can start dehydrating. One last thing before you get started on working with hot peppers is always make sure you remember your rubber gloves. It is so important, especially to all my fellow contact wearers. If you are out there and you work with peppers, and you forget to wear gloves, you will remember when you go to take your contacts out. I promise you. Also, the oils on your fingers from the peppers will get on your contacts, so it's not like it'll go away the next day. It will be adhered to that contact, and you probably have to throw them away. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. I wanted to show you my setup. So I have my colander filled with my wrinkled peppers. These are going to be the ones that we're going to cut up. And then I have a bowl for compost, which is going to be all the peppers that are too hot to give to the pigs. And then all the ones that are edible for the pigs will go into another one. And then of course the third one is where we're going to put our good peppers that we cut up before we put them in the dehydrator. And of course you need a knife. You can pick your favorite knife. Sometimes you like a little one. I like mine a little bit bigger. And a cutting board. So once you have all that together, you're good to go. Now, one thing I want to mention to you is these peppers, you may not have a garden at your house, and that's okay. You can go to the grocery store and pick any kind of peppers that you prefer and maybe mix and match them a little bit, and you can do this same thing at home. It's very easy to do. Dehydrators are fairly inexpensive, and they're great to have around the house. So here we go. Let's start cutting. cutting these up, you just want to make sure that you're opening it so that the air can get through it, so the dehydrator can do its job. When it's small, you don't need to worry about cutting it too much. But if it's a big pepper, then you may want to quarter it. If you cut it more, it's not going to hurt anything. It just helps speed the process up. Now I wanted to take a minute and explain something on these peppers. Some people like to peel all these seeds out. I do not recommend doing that because this is where a lot of your heat is. And the moment that you start taking them seeds out, you start losing your heat. Now on the other hand, when you have something like a green pepper, all this flesh I usually will cut out because there's not much heat to it, and I'm not interested in eating a bunch of seeds from a sweet pepper. When you use the dehydrator, make sure when you do hot peppers, do not do it in your house. Do not do it in your house. Do not do it in your house. Once your peppers have been dehydrated, there's a couple things you can do with them. You can store them in a jar until you're ready to crush them or whatever you want to do with them. Or you can use a mortar and pestle and mash them into the flakes. Some of the things that we do is we put them into a food processor, or one of my favorites is taking it and just reducing it to basically a powder, putting it into a shaker, and then you can use this in addition to black pepper or in place of black pepper. But one thing that you want to make sure you do, because of it being such a fine powder, is put a little bit of rice inside of the shaker and it'll keep the moisture out. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed making dehydrated peppers with us. There are so many different things you can do with them, and I hope that you got to see that a little bit in today's video. Remember, you can do this at your house even if you don't grow the peppers. Just head out to the produce store, get the peppers that you like, mix them with sweet peppers, or you can just do hot peppers alone. Whatever fits your taste buds. That's really what you're shooting for, what makes you happy. So until next time, in the kitchen, this is Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Peace. Are you ready?
Elijah, you need to make sure that you're being quiet.
That's how we're going to start it. No, don't. Hi there. Caleb, you're such a dork! Why are you here? This is what happens every time you're here. You just gave me the look like you used to give me the look.
I didn't do anything.
You did. I told you. No, it's your eyes. Cover your whole face. Okay.
Wow.
Nope. 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 God, Drew, I didn't know what to say. On set, please. What's going on? I'm here with my pile of peppers.
Yikes.
What was it?
I have no idea where that came from.
I was just thinking about Abigail's footsteps, so you hear her foot like.
That's all I think about too.
She had like a fly paper on her foot or something. Oh, we actually doing it? You didn't even tell me. I thought you were trying to focus on it still.